Hi, everyone. Welcome back to On the Spot. I'm Sabino, and I'm here today to interview Josie Brodfuehrer, our Pepper Prize winner and lacrosse player at Lafayette. Say hi, Josie.
Hi.
I'm just gonna ask her a few questions. So, Josie, a couple weeks ago, you were given the most prestigious award at Lafayette that a senior can receive, the Pepper Prize Award. How did it feel to not only be nominated but ultimately win the award?
Um, it was so exciting. I remember when I found out that I won, I was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru with my little brother. He's like learning how to drive. I was his instructor. Um, and I got a call from Dean Olin and my face just immediately lit up. And he was like, I have some good news for your weekend. And so then like, I don't know, my heart went into my stomach and I was so excited. Um, First of all, being nominated meant a lot just because I'm graduating in 3 years. So the senior class has adopted me this year for my junior year. So it meant a lot to be nominated by the Lafayette community, but then to also be chosen like as one of the 10 finalists. And then again, ultimately as the winner. And it just meant a lot to me that like not only my class, but like the senior class ahead of me, my teammates, my like sorority sisters, my Lafayette athletics community, the greater Greek life community, just everyone I've been involved in just saw me like everyone embraced me with open arms as a senior this year, and it just felt awesome to know how loved and respected I was by my community. So I love that because I love Lafayette. So I don't know, it was just awesome.
Well, that's awesome, and congrats again. And speaking of your love for Lafayette, why did you ultimately choose Lafayette when you were picking school?
So my journey with Lafayette was kind of weird-ish, but I first looked at Lafayette the summer after my 8th grade year. So years and years ago, and I went to a lacrosse clinic that summer. My mom grew up in Bethlehem, the town over, and my grandparents grew up in Easton. So I was visiting my grandparents, and my mom said, like, sorry, there's a lacrosse clinic, you have to go. So I went, I was with a ton of older girls and I wasn't sure, but then I went on a tour of the academic school the next year and I absolutely fell in love. Like they say, like when you come onto your campus, you'll know. And I had that experience. Like I walked on, I was like, this is my school. And I had the best lacrosse clinic. Like I played the best lacrosse of my life, I should say. And it just felt like everything had come together and I was like, this is my place. And I've never doubted that decision since.
So, speaking of the lacrosse team, what has been one of your favorite moments from being on the team, and how has that program shaped you into the person you are today?
One of my favorite moments on Lafayette Lacrosse. Okay, so I think my favorite moment from this year, because this year with our new coach, Katie McConnell, and then Coach M and Coach Nikki, has by far been my favorite year at Lafayette. I love the new staff. And my favorite moment from this year was when we beat Manhattan. That was really, really fun for our team because that's where our coaches came from. They're old school. And it just felt awesome. It's like our biggest rivalry, I guess, for this year.
Yeah.
And so it was just like so exhilarating. It was like a tied up game. It felt like we were in the NCAA playoff. So I loved that. And then Lafayette, as like Lafayette Lacrosse as a program, has just like really changed me as a person. I've done a lot of growing up. It's been like I've had the best experiences of my life being a part of that team and also a lot of lows, but being on a team comes with a lot of highs and lows. So I think I did a lot of personal growing. I think that I became a better person. I've had so many new experiences. My friends have become my family, and it's just become so hard to leave, especially to leave a year early. Those girls are like my family, and I'm really gonna miss them next year.
Yeah, I bet. So moving on from athletics, so I know that you're an international affairs and gov law double major with a Spanish minor. So how did you initially become interested in those fields, and can you talk about your internship last summer with the Department of the State at the U.S. Embassy in Costa Rica, which is
Yeah.
so cool, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It was a super duper cool experience. I keep getting Snapchat like 1 year ago flashbacks from my traveling last summer, so it's a little bit depressing. But so with my majors, I knew I wanted to be international affairs from the start because I was in a global international studies program in high school. Um, and I initially like chose that program because I wanted to go to that school. And I had to do the program to do so. So that's how I started that. And I absolutely fell in love with like international relations. And I was like, I want to do something international someday. So I got to Lafayette. I knew they had a great international affairs department. So I went that route. The Gov Law was kind of an addition. I would love to do something with politics maybe someday. I'm really interested in working in the government, like Department of State, CIA, are kind of the avenues I'm really interested in. So it just seemed like it all fit. And then my Spanish minor, I've been speaking Spanish since I think around like 4th-ish grade. My dad was in the military, and DoDIA schools, you take a language like when you're on elementary school. So I've been speaking it forever. And that's my regional concentration for IA. So I just loved how with my majors and minors, I could kind of wrap everything I was interested in up in a nice, neat bow. So it all kind of goes together, and I was learning things in like all the classes that helped with the other thing. And then my internship in Costa Rica last summer was hands down probably one of my favorite experiences ever in my life. It was so cool, and I'm so happy that I got to have that experience. I've always said I was interested in being like a diplomat someday, but I had absolutely no clue like what that meant. I don't really know what I thought it meant. It just sounded like I would be good at it, I think. And so I just like found the program online and decided to apply. Honestly, I probably did not spend as much time on the application as I should have. And now knowing all the ins and outs of the application, I definitely did it the wrong way. But I'm so lucky to have ended up in the spot that I wanted to end up in Costa Rica. I was one of 5 interns, and I became super duper close with all those girls. We got to travel every weekend. I saw the whole country in one summer, which is awesome. We were traveling like crazy. And then in the embassy, like I was speaking Spanish in a professional environment. So that definitely boosted my Spanish skills. And then not in a professional environment, like out at restaurants and in Ubers, and just like navigating, living in a foreign country, because the embassy didn't help us out at all. It's not like we were like living in intern dorm rooms or anything. So I really got the full immersion experience, which is what I wanted. And I learned so much about what it means to be in the Department of State. And I just actually finished my Foreign Service Officer application and personal narratives yesterday to take the test in July. So I'm really excited. And that experience told me that I'm interested.
Well, that's awesome. And it already seems like you're very accomplished. But what are your future plans?
So for the future, this upcoming academic year, I'm going to University of Cambridge to start master's work. It's a 9-month program, so I'll finish like September, I think, of 2021. I'm getting my master's in politics and international studies, and I'm super excited because that was a huge part of my decision to graduate a year early. I kind of followed my teammate Kayla Guerin, who played lacrosse at Durham. I loved how she was able to go abroad and do her grad work, and she was also an international affairs major, so I kind of looked into it. So I'll be doing that, and I'm really excited because I can study abroad, which I wasn't able to do as an athlete at Lafayette, so that's kind of how I wanted to work everything together. And then after that, I'm thinking about maybe working abroad for a few years. I'm not really sure, but I would love to end up in the Department of State, in the Foreign Service. Like, that's definitely a dream, especially when I'm young. Or CIA, I'm super excited in. So I really just want to do something international. I would love to serve my country if I could in some way. My dad was in the military, and I don't think the military is the right path for me, but I'd love to serve it in kind of like the way I think I could best do that. So I'd love to be in the Foreign Service. But again, it's really hard to pass the test, so we'll see. And if those 2 options don't work out, I want to do something international. I'd love to use my language, and I want to learn more languages. So.
Well, that is awesome. And that's all I have for you today, but you are an awesome person, and thank you for being on the spot with me today. And I wish you the best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
And congrats again on winning the Pepper Prize.
Thank you. I'm so excited about it still. I don't know. I can't imagine. It's a little disappointing that we don't have graduation, because I was really looking forward to holding the sword. I really wanted to hold the sword, but That's okay. Maybe I can come back someday and hold it.